Counting down the days, I guess.
Yeah, if I can get this, I need to get this election behind me and wrapped up, and I'll
Smooth
walk out of
sailing,
here.
huh?
When's your last day?
November 30th, because the new term starts December 1.
We're gonna be able to hire you as a consultant.
I don't know what you consult me about.
Oh, you're lucky still traveling.
Yeah, we'll just have you over there to answer questions for us.
And
I'm afraid you ain't gonna answer your phone when I call it.
No.
Disconnected, that's what I'd say.
I've run off, I'm trying to go over these and make sure what we
Okay.
have posted on our new report for our system is,
Okay.
you know, accurate before I give it to you.
We're
so.
rich.
We are.
Briefly.
Yeah,
For a while.
that's good. Maybe like Gerald said, maybe we can start putting some money back if we could, a month, a little bit.
I did receive a check, I think it was for $6,000 from the school, regional office of education or whatever. Is that to go into that, a new account, right? To pay
Yes.
the waste
Yeah.
that comes due.
But I think they're paying us up through their end of their lease or something, that way we can turn around and pay the bills out then from that money.
For the building up there.
See if we have someone coming in today from there,
To be announced.
to be announced.
That's what I said.
Yeah, they just called up and said what time they meet, and we told them, and that's all they said. So,
Good luck.
you know, the TBA works for Ted Holder, it might as well work for them.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey.
It's the bills.
Hey, start with me.
All right.
Jeff's not here. You got something, you got something behind you? Okay. I thought maybe he's
I was
going.
carrying a knife or
I thought-
something.
I thought maybe-
He was the one that used to own the
Yes,
place.
previously on the place.
Sold it to them, yeah. I don't know where he's coming from. He called the office this morning, but I was out on the bridge, and I tried to call him back, but he didn't answer his phone. He's saying that, I don't know what kind of research he's done, but he says that he's got papers saying that it was never a county road. That something about the state, and I don't know what the state, IDOT have anything to do with this, but when they were paving 45, used it for something and then turned it back over to a property owner. I mean, that don't even sound right to me, because there ain't no way, I don't know why the state would even be going down that side road or anything.
You know Daryl?
No, but I know, now I have a little bit of idea what they were in the office doing some kind of research, but I could never find any right-of-way blueprints out that far.
The one beside it was a county road because we petitioned it closed. That went over to that other road off Joppa Road there, you know, it's closed.
I'm not even sure which one that would be, but
I don't know.
but anyway, it goes, there's a cemetery back there, and
Yeah, that's what Gerald's saying.
I don't know that there's any way you could even close a road that has a cemetery.
Well, he said there's still sometimes a funerals back there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They still bury people and all that.
Yeah, so,
but, you know, they had logs over the road a couple weeks ago, and David, my foreman, went out there and talked to him and said, we gotta move these, it's not your road,
right.
you know, and of course they didn't like it and argued with him a little bit, but we ended up moving them. But then they come right back and dug these railroad ties right in the shoulder of the road. Well, actually, it's right on the edge of the road, which we gotta get them out of there. I mean, it's,
See, that's not even on their property.
no. So, I don't know what my proper course of action is. I mean, I need to talk to them, I need to write them a letter, but I don't know if I need to send them a certified letter or take somebody from the sheriff's office over there and serve it to them, or I don't know what. Obviously,
Is it a neighbor dispute? Why do they care if why do they want that road blocked?
I don't know. He told David that he owned both sides of that road, which, from what I see, American Electric Power still owns the other side of that road. Maybe something recent's happened, but when you can look it up online on Bruce Harrison Associates website, it still has AEP on that across Liberty Ridge Road. So all he owns is that little triangular lot there.
Well, have you been maintaining that road?
Yes, we have forever. it's still on our inventory. You know, the inventory we have and the maps we have show it to be ours.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, I don't know what my proper legal step is to do, but I mean, I need to talk to him, I need to send him a letter, I need to do something to make sure that he knows that this isn't theirs, but he doesn't, we already talked to him once, and he doesn't believe that.
Those ties he put in the, railroad ties, is that his responsibility to get out, or would you have to go take those out?
Well, it should be his.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, and if we have to go out and do it, we should charge him for it.
well, it's just like those trees, they were intentionally cut down, weren't they?
Yeah,
So, I mean,
and put there.
yeah, so.
Well, how was they gonna get out with them trees there?
They put them beyond their driveway.
Oh,
I guess, see, there's another railroad track back there that's Cook Coal's.
don't they use that some to get in there?
Cook Coal, you mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think they're the ones that called us and
Oh.
said that there was something across the road.
Thank you, Keith.
Hey,
He disrupts the
He
meeting
sit
here.
down, rest a minute. Sit down and rest a minute. We got,
There'll be questions before this is over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess Cook Coal is the one that called us in the first place, saying that there was logs placed over the road there. I don't know if they need to get back and forth in and out of there or not, but, you know, regardless if they need to or not, it's a county road. Or from our records, it's a
well,
county road.
has that cemetery got a gate across the road there?
And I've only been back there once, and it was right when I started last year, so I don't really know.
Seemed like me,
I think I think Cook Coal has a gate, actually,
okay, it seemed like me there was some.
but it's always open.
Vandalism or something up there, and somebody put up a gate at one time, but somebody had a key where they could get in there for a funeral,
Yeah.
you know.
But right now, the gate's open.
Is it?
I mean, it's not closed, so.
Now, I don't know that gentleman. I assume he's from Hellerman area, that's where all those stubble fields are, most of them.
But, I mean, I was gonna maybe stop up and ask Josh or Patrick, you know, if I just should mail them a letter, send them a certified letter, take a letter to them in person. I don't know, you know, one way or the other we'll communicate.
That's,
I have no idea why we got in their brain that it was their road, but, you know, anyway.
Are they just upset because they feel like there's too much cars traveling up and down it, or?
I can't imagine anybody going back there unless there's, you know, kids or, I think he told Leah this morning on the phone that the reason why he did that is there's four-wheelers that go back there a lot.
Oh, okay.
And if somebody got hurt, he didn't wanna be liable for it. That could just be an excuse. That's what he said. Of course, there shouldn't be four-wheelers on a county road either, but.
see, there used to be houses up there on, you know, the end of the road there. The Barrett family lived up in there, and that road used to go on down to the old river road.
Yeah.
It goes in there at Charlie Shorts and went to Joppa years ago.
That's one thing. One other thing I was gonna bring up, I did get with the railroad on the Joppa Road crossing. They plan on wanting to redo that crossing, okay? And they wanted to do it next week. So I'm still a little bit foggy, and I don't understand their agreement. But they sent me an agreement initially, and said that generally when they do these things, they split the cost of the work 50-50 between the railroad and the county, or the railroad and whatever agency they're working with. And they give me an agreement and said that the total cost was like $52,000, so we would be in for $26,000, which I just can't imagine it would be that expensive. So I called him on the phone. I said, this is just a little bit expensive for what I thought we were doing here. You know, what are we doing?
They're just smoothing it out where it's better.
Well, they're redoing the crossing. They're redoing the rails, redoing the concrete things that go in between the rails. You know, that takes some work. I mean, I'm not denying that. But
The crossing is set, it's about that much bigger than the road.
But in my conversations with him, you know, we went from A to Z in discussing things, but, you know, ultimately he said that there's no way it should be this much because there's things that's still good out there that we don't have to replace. I talked to another gentleman, his name is Chris Avery, he's the one that actually does the work and actually prepares some of these estimates and everything, and I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and he said that it would be more like $6,000 for our part, not 26.
That's a big difference.
Which is a huge difference, but I also talked to both of these gentlemen about, you know, the county actually doing the approach work on either side of the railroad crossing. You know, it's only 25 feet maybe both sides of the road, but we're gonna dig up and put new rock and asphalt and stuff in to make it flush with the new crossing. So I was trying to get him to agree for us to just do that work and then do the detour signage and stuff, and they do their work and call it good. You know, we spend whatever we spend on that, they spend whatever they spend on that, it's good, but every time I talk to him, I don't really understand what they're trying to tell me, so I haven't really reached that point yet. But regardless, I think we're planning on doing the work next week. I can't imagine, we're not gonna be into it 26,000. I mean, worst case scenario, we may have to pay $6,000 to $10,000 for it.
Are they gonna put a bypass around that you're talking about?
No, it's just gonna be closed for 2 days, and that's gonna be tough, because
Yeah.
that's a main, there's
Lot
not
of
a good
traffic.
alternative there. What we planned on doing, and I think David had said last time that crossing was done, we routed them through Cream Road. And I know that's a terrible road, but for 2 days, I guess people just have to
I
live with
think
it.
they made them water. Put water on it, it's summertime, the dusty.
Yeah, well, next week, we ought to have enough moisture in it that it shouldn't be dusty, but, you know, it may get tore up from all the heavy traffic, and we'll
Yeah.
fix that after it's done, and try to grade it before it happens, but, you know, so, I guess we need maybe let the word out publicly that tentatively the 16th and 17th, that crossing is gonna be closed. And, which is next Thursday, and next Friday. You know, we'll try to get the signs out, you know, Wednesday night, something like that, so that we can kind of prepare them for it.
Somebody's patched that down there, you been over it?
We did, we
You
tried to
patched
patch it, and it didn't really do a whole
Well,
lot.
it helped at some level.
How's the bridge coming along? Is it,
It's coming pretty good.
I think it'd be done?
You know, I was hoping that it would be done next week, but it's not. I think they're gonna be done with the approach slabs today, and then all that's left is doing shoulder work, putting the bridge rail and guardrail up, and doing seating, and doing the striping. And I'm just afraid that it's probably gonna drag out another 2 weeks, probably. Probably be open, I would say, the week of the 20th through the 24th sometime, and worst case scenario, the week of the 27th through the 31st. And that one, you know, we discussed this quite a bit on the other bridges, and certain people weren't happy with the bump.
We repaired it too, haven't we?
We tried to repair some of that, and it worked a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's not perfect. We plan on, this one is actually, from the elevation shots that I've taken after the fact, is actually probably gonna be a little worse than those other two. So what I plan on doing is just getting our guys out there. We're gonna try to buy some asphalt and get out there with a grader and do some approaches ourselves and make it nice and smooth. And hopefully that works. I mean, it'll cost us a couple $1,000 for the asphalt, but us doing all the work, will save a tremendous amount of money to do that, so.
Joe, why don't they put that in their bid to fix those approaches?
Well, I guess I'll be careful to look at the plans more close next time on that. The engineer just,
Yeah.
I guess they didn't think there was anything wrong with designing it with the bump. In actuality, we got the bridge deck just about a ½ inch lower than what it was supposed to be, which is pretty much spot on,
Yeah.
but, you know, they had in the plans that it was gonna basically in 20 feet be like a 3½ inch to 4 inch rise. Yeah, I mean, and really and honestly, if you're going 20 miles an hour, you won't hardly feel it.
No.
But going 60,
Yeah.
it's a major deal, you know, so. I don't know why the engineer designed it that way, or why they didn't do more on the approach work.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It kind of aggravates me because it's hard to, when you review plans, think of everything, and I guess I just didn't. But anyway, it's a minimal fix, and we'll try to take care of it, and hopefully it'll work out good.
Sounds good. Anything else?
We got the Bowes Road done. It was striped yesterday, so the only thing left that needs to be done out there is the contractor needs to go out and take their temporary tape off the road, and it's pretty much done and done, so. Other than that,
I had somebody tell me that Glenn Barnett said they did a better job than people have done in the past on the boat road.
appreciate that, good. Because the bridge was going on, I had hired somebody to help me. It was the former Pulaski County engineer, so she was, sorry.
Is she not working there anymore?
No, she's not working at all now.
I remember her being there.
So she helped me to inspect that job, and we're gonna have to pay her next week to do that, but I'm glad she was available to help.
Mhm.
Actually, I asked Larry too, but he wasn't available to do it. So, anyway. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else to report right now.
Be careful out there serving those people.
Well, I don't know, I might call Ted for backup if I go out there myself. I don't think they're that bad,
Which road did you say that is? The road.
the one about the closed,
Uh-huh.
they think it's not a county road, it's Liberty Ridge Road.
Liberty Ridge. Okay.
But it's the part that's east and south of Highway 45.
I thought that'd be Rocky Branch.
That's actually called Liberty Ridge on the map. I mean, Rocky Branch and it, I think, come together at a point there at the highway, and then Liberty Ridge is kind of keep
Right
on.
there beside it, yeah.
Yep, all right.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Quit texting.
We left out pages 23 and 30 on the highway department, and they're asking for it, and I asked Juanita, and she said,
Ask Lynn,
who?
Lynn, Telebrand,
Ask Lynn.
yeah.
Is there any particular reason why that was taken out of the budget?
Well, I don't know that it was, it just may not got incorporated into
I
it.
never, okay. I mean, the company's asking me, why wasn't it complete? I have no idea.
Page 20.
And it may just be missing may be misnumbered too.
Yeah, could have been out of sequence.
Yeah, just Lynn's got it on her computer,
Okay,
and she can print it out.
okay, all right. Well, I'll do that then. That was easy. Y'all doing all right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I'll get out of your hair.
Thank you, Bill.
Yep.
Well, you waited it out as long as you can, you're up now, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
Just bills.
I will, I'll just do them and pass them on over to Gerald. Keeping that number down well. It's
Yeah.
nice. The communication revolve fund, what is that? Is that like that breaks out?
We pay that every month, that's our lead circuit
No.
computer system.
Who did the rollover out at Kincaid Mounds last week?
Somebody out of Polk County.
How'd they do that?
I
Just,
don't know. I mean, when they dispatched it, it's supposed to be really bad, and I don't think anybody ended up getting hurt.
well, I know, but I was coming in and boy, it's just everybody flying out there.
Yeah. That's what they thought when they sent everybody out there, it was really gonna be bad, but I don't think it was much to it. We had a lot of wrecks over the last weekend.
Everybody safe for the most part? There's a lot more people wearing seatbelts now. Majority of the
Yeah.
accidents you show up on, people got seatbelts on.
Seatbelts, airbags working, so we don't. Still just have a lot of, driver error.
Overcorrecting.
No, I mean, they actually, we had one at the country club in Old Marion last week where they actually came to the stop sign and they pulled right out in front of somebody.
Gosh, same deal we always have at, Country Club and
At North Avenue.
Fourth Avenue.
I mean, they're stopped at the stop sign, they're just not looking.
Or you think they're messing with their,
Could be.
I don't know if you'll ever ask them to look at that stuff or. Those people could just get a citation for pulling on out, I guess.
Sometimes, yeah. If they're not under the influence or alcohol involved, some guys write tickets, some won't.
Yeah. People go down that road about, what, 50 at least?
On that one page, the back one, the long sheet,
Yeah.
I think I highlighted one spot. We
Yeah.
sold some ammunition to the city that we couldn't use anymore. It's a different caliber. And on this new bill, there's a bill for some more ammunition, so we,
Got 720
yeah.
credit or whatever extra.
Brand was still in the case, and the manufacturer wouldn't take it back because it had been sold, so we just sold it to the city.
You think that'd help on the interstate where they put those chain things, like, have you noticed that?
Yeah. I mean, you're seeing more and more wrecks where people were crossing from one side to the other.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's bound to help.
I think, if you went down the interstate, but I mean, you go away to Clarksville, it's almost like that. I mean, it's a big construction, that they're spending money on there.
Ted, what's the idea of that? It's just cheaper than guardrail, is that why they put that cable up there?
Probably. Price of steel, I guess.
Yeah.
You looking for the dollar?
What is that?
It was Lynn.
We worked on the budget some, was it last Thursday, Gerald?
Yeah,
It was, we hadn't got to
Thursday
yours
was.
yet, though. Got some of it done. Maybe this week we can finish up some more.
I won't be here tomorrow, though, the rest of the week. He ain't call me.
Okay. You also working interstate, then? Car's doing fine. Yeah. We need to get over there and look at your remodeling job. I was gonna do that last Tuesday, I didn't get time. Pretty pleased with everything.
Yeah, come over there, we'll provide lunch.
Well,
It may not be what you're at.
yeah. Are we gonna leave there and say that's the best meal we've had?
Huh?
I don't know if we can leave there and say it's the best meal.
When I was single, I had a lot of TV dinners.
I might have two of them if I go over there.
Yeah.
Got a pretty good appetite. Can you ask for seconds over there or not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, come over sometime, I'll show you.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted.